Y'all about ready? I'm gonna let it. Okay. I'm very honored to call together into session the November meeting of the South Carolina Public Charter School District. And I will ask Jonathan Butcher, our board member, to lead us in our invocation.
Thank you. Please bow with me. Our Father in the heavens, we thank you for the students and the parents and the educators and the staff and the board members gathered today for the purpose of the education of these young people who are in our school district. Father, we ask your wisdom as we lead and guide these families and these schools and this district. Father, we pray for those who are grieving that you would give your presence with them. Pray that you would deliver them in your timing. And as we wait, Father, we ask for your perseverance. Thank you for this time, Lord. And we pray these things in the name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. And now now Randy Page, and now Dexter Davis will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now our board vice chair, Randy Page, will read to us our position and mission statements.
Our position statement: the South Carolina Public Charter School District embraces its state-appointed role as the distinct authorizer of public charter schools statewide. Our mission statement: the South Carolina Public Charter School District authorizes, supports, and champions innovative K-12 public charter schools, ensuring quality educational opportunities for parents and academic excellence for students, so every South Carolina child can reach their highest potential.
Thank you. And now Mr. Davis, Secretary Davis, will take the roll.
Jonathan Butcher.
Here.
Dexter W.J. Davis. Here. Stephen Gilchrist.
Out of town.
Kip Miller. Madam Chair.
Here.
Randy Page.
Here.
Dr. Teresa Pope. Here. Dr. Billy Strickland.
Here.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And now we will move on to item 6, the consent agenda. At this time, we usually review the agenda for today and the minutes from last meeting. But I understand, Mr. Superintendent, that we have a need to amend that agenda.
Yes, ma'am. To accommodate visitor schedules, we need to move the Purple Star item to first on the agenda, and then Excellent Schools will be second. I request the board approve an amendment to the agenda to make this change.
Good. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have a second. Discussion here. None. All opposed. The motion is approved. We will proceed with the agenda as amended. Thank you. Now we will,
We need to approve the minutes too.
Approve.
I move that we approve the minutes for the October 10th,
Second.
2024
Thank you.
meeting.
thank you. And then we move on to,
Need to have a vote on the.
yes. We'll now take the vote on the approval of the minutes for the October 10th, 2024 meeting.
All in favor?
All in favor? Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now, but we need to also approve the agenda for this meeting today.
We covered that.
We
Covered
We
that.
approved
Okay.
that.
in the amendment.
In the amendment, that amendment covered that. Okay, thank you. Yes, Purple Star. Yes, now we'll move to item 8, informational items, and begin with Purple Star District designation. Thank you.
Let everyone know that there'll be a pause.
Okay.
Go ahead and say.
Yeah, there will be a pause as we set up for this celebration.
I'll let y'all know when to come down. All right, good morning. First of all, let me just start this part of the program by saying how beautiful it was to hear our scholars say the Pledge of Allegiance in this audience. Let's give them a round of applause. It was like the sound of angels, hearing their voices amongst the rest of us. So today's a very special day in the life of this district and all the schools that make up this district across South Carolina. As a U.S. Army Reserve officer and a father of 3 military children, one of whom, my son Marsh, attends Green Midlands, I know firsthand the unique and often unseen challenges military families face. Growing up as a military child myself, I understand the feeling and angst of our military children. And I know that parents, like myself, want the very best for their children. A chance for them to thrive no matter where they are and wherever life takes them. We want these families to choose us because they see our unwavering commitment to their children's well-being. Today, I'm proud to share that the South Carolina Public Charter School District, a diverse network of 44 schools across South Carolina, is joining the Purple Star family. This distinction is so much more than an honor. It's a promise to the many military families who entrust us with their children, and a commitment to stand by them through every transition and challenge in life. Military children often face circumstances unlike any other, moving frequently and starting over again in new schools, new communities, and with new friends. The Purple Star School Program acknowledges those challenges and provides a foundation of stability and support, ensuring that military-connected students feel welcomed, valued, and prepared, not only academically, but emotionally and socially. It's a way for us to make good on our district's motto, Kids First, because we know that when we put military-connected kids first, we're supporting their families and honoring their sacrifices. Today, as we become South Carolina's only statewide school district to earn the Purple Star distinction, the 14th district of any kind in our state, we stand united in saying to our military families, we see you, we're here for you, and together we are committed to helping your children build the bright futures they deserve. Thank you. Now, we have many guests with us today, and this doesn't happen without a lot of great relationships with key stakeholders around the state of South Carolina. We have some guests that are going to speak, but I also want to make a point of recognizing 2 of our special guests that are with us today. Dr. Quincy Moore, who's the Executive Director of SCASA. Dr. Moore, stand up. Thank you. Kevin Mason, Executive Director of the Charter Alliance, our friend and partner. At this time, I'd like to ask a very special friend up to the podium, someone who is all about kids first and always has been in her life, and who has been a big champion of school choice and charter schools here in our state. She also happens to be the chair lady of the House Education Committee, Shannon Erickson. Shannon?
Good morning. What a special day. And I've got notes, and I probably won't I'm not good at notes. I'm better at talking from my heart. When we're here for such an event as this, truly my heart's singing. Number one, kids first, always. It's been my mantra my whole life, and I think as long as I have known Chris Neely, we have worked together toward that. I have tried to take steps in making sure that that has moved forward in the state of South Carolina. And I'm really pleased because I not only am here, I'm not the only Beaufort group here today. I see some other Beaufort folks in the audience, and that's really important. Let me take a moment and say, in our county, we have 3 military bases. So this is uniquely a passion of mine. Those children are transitioned so many times, and we understand that. As an educator myself, I know how difficult that can be on the family. I know how difficult it can be on the teacher in the classroom. And when our service members are put in the positions of having to make these transitions, if we can help with one little bit of making what their service for us is better by helping their families, helping their children, then we have succeeded as a state and as a nation. And so this may seem like, a lot of people, oh, well, great, we were good to kids in transitions. We were good to kids who have all kinds of transitions all the time. And we're trying to make sure that they don't miss a beat in that cause that helps all of us. What a worthy goal. And South Carolina has worked so hard to support our military families on all fronts. And when we got the opportunity to help with charter schools and children and having placements in the charter schools and being able to be part of those environments that welcome them in so warmly, we jumped at it. We jumped at it, and it was something that was done without even much debate or thought. Once it was brought to the members of the General Assembly as a situation, it was immediately a aha moment of, hey, let's solve this problem. And that's what the charter schools do. They see a problem, and they're nimble enough to step in and fix it. And the teamwork, Kevin's here with the Alliance, the teamwork of all of you is what makes this award today so special. We can give you the tools, but it's only the toolbox. You're the ones who actually build the programs, you're the ones that make those relationships, and you're the ones that make a difference in each of those children's lives. And that is absolutely irreplaceable. So today I want, number one, for our military families to know how much we love them. Number two, I want your teachers in your classrooms to know how much we love them and appreciate them. And then let's talk about the administration that has to be the leader in making all these things happen. And you have all of those components in the South Carolina Public Charter School District. And it's the strongest, and I think because we see that this award, this is the only charter school district, I believe, that has been given this award. Am I right? It's kind of like another Daha moment, right? Of course it is. Of course we're the ones getting the award because you're the ones doing the work. And you guys are doing the job of investing yourselves every day into these special families and important people in our lives. South Carolina is a military state. We're military friendly, but more than just veterans or more than just active duty or more than just our reservists, it's collectively the most patriotic state, I would tell you, in the nation, because we know who we want to support and count on, and you guys are the tip of the spear. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for taking the tools that we are giving you, and actually, thank you for bringing us requests of tools, because you're the best place we can go to improve the lives of children. When you tell us something needs fixing, I promise that I listen, and I appreciate every one of you, and I think this award today is a small indicator of the good work that you're doing across the state of South Carolina. And I could not be more proud of the South Carolina Public Charter School District and the entire collective team. God bless you.
Thank you, Chair Lady Erickson. We appreciate your support of our district and military families across South Carolina. I mentioned the importance of stakeholders, so at this time I'd like to call on Dr. Tramikia Priester with the South Carolina Department of Education. And Dr. Priester's been such a great advocate and ally with us during this entire process. Liberty STEAM and PACE were our first two Purple Star schools, and that inspired the district to want to expand it statewide and have all 44 schools be a part of such a special program in support of military children. So Dr. Priester, I'd like to invite you to come up and say a few words on behalf of the South Carolina Department of Education.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My voice is going to be all over the place. We've been on a Purple Star tour this week. I feel like we were in concert for about, what, Jason, 3 days? Back-to-backs? We've been traveling. We've been, what my dad would say, hitting the highway and making the gravel move. Good morning again. We're so thankful for being here this morning, for you all allowing us to come and provide such a great designation to an awesome school district. I've been in education going into 23 years. Of those 23 years, 17 have been in administration. What I do know, Mr. Neely, is that if you want to move a school or a district, invest in the climate. If you want to see the improvements and see the numbers move, invest in that climate. This today demonstrates the understanding that you have, sir, as a leader, as a transformational leader, an instructional leader, and a collaborative leader, and understanding the importance of moving the climate in order to move the organization. So, I could stand here all day and talk, because I'm from the PD/Low Country, and we like to talk and eat. But I won't hold you. But what I will say is thank you for seeing the importance, trusting us to carry through this process. Dr. Ivy, at Liberty, we were met with red carpet, the band. We had an entire party in the parking lot. If you want school climate, positive school climate, an invitation of a positive school climate to meet you in the parking lot, please visit Liberty STEAM. Please, please visit Liberty STEAM. So without further ado, we want everyone to come up. You want to go up here? Yeah. Okay, well, you all go up there and I'm gonna stay behind the microphone.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll have the board come down.
Yes.
Let's start with the students.
Yes.
And have them fill in. And then our key stakeholders, we would like to invite you all to come up, school leaders, and then the board.
Yes.
So we'll take a quick pause to set this up. All right, so we'll have the board evenly divided on both sides. Let's have our school leaders that are here come on up. And Dr. Moore, Kevin, y'all come on up and join us for the photo. And then our stakeholders, Jason, Sandy, y'all come on up. Sarah Jane, come on up for the photo. We'll get you a copy. Yeah, just give your phone to somebody. John Payne back there. We'll take a picture for you.
Come on, Sarah, come on down.
Yeah. We'll have the adults kind of fill in along both sides, school leaders and stakeholders and advocates and everybody. Yeah. All right. Why don't you get up there next to Dexter up there on that step? Hey, Tom, come on up. You're not going to get out of the photo.
Look, I'm going to see you. Okay. Ready? All right, great. So, boys and girls, Mr. Neely, our board, stakeholders, family, and friends, on behalf of myself, your South Carolina Commissioner for the Military Compact, and on behalf of our State Superintendent, Ellen Weaver, and the Department of Education, we would like to officially designate the South Carolina Public Charter School District as a Purple Star District. Thank you.
All right, so we got a few more friends we would like to have come up and speak briefly about this great honor. So Sarah Jane Arnett, Dr. Arnett, why don't you come on up. We're going to have you say a few remarks. Y'all, she is a wonderful, passionate spokesperson for this whole entire effort. She represents the Military Child Education Coalition. Come on up. And she's a military mom. So she knows firsthand what all of this means and the importance this plays in the lives of these children. So, Sarah Jane, I'm going to let you make a few remarks.
Thank you. Thank you again. I am extremely proud of this because it is personal. It is also professional for me. I'm a mother of 4 military-connected students. I have 2 high schoolers, 1 middle schooler, and a first grader. So I've got kind of the run of the mill on the kid ages. I started working at Military Child Education Coalition about a year and a half ago, and I'd always heard about them, but it wasn't until I moved to South Carolina that I really felt warm, and what you had said earlier about South Carolina being one of the most friendly military states in the country, I can tell you, we have been around the world and the nation, and it is true. It's a true statement. I knew this when week 2 when I had a bag of peaches on my front door, and I was like, oh, I have arrived. So I appreciate this state. I appreciate you, Mr. Neely, all the staff that have gotten us here to this point, especially to Pace and to Liberty's team for starting us off with this excitement. And as Dr. Priester said, the climate, it is so true. Leadership moves you. You are a needle mover, sir, and so are your staff, Emily, Brad, Dr. Mills. Thank you again for being here and sharing this special time with us, and I look forward to seeing all the great things that your program's going to do across the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah Jane. And of course, we are very appreciative of the relationship that we have with the South Carolina Department of Veterans Affairs and Secretary McCaffrey and Sandy Claypool and Jason Fowler and their entire team. They're special people. They really are. And they fight every day for veterans and veteran families across our state. And I can tell you that I've seen over the years under their leadership how much things have improved for veterans and services and access to supports because I utilize them myself. So Jason, why don't you come up and on behalf of Secretary McCaffrey and the team, share greetings and how important this is.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, kids. Y'all look great. Thanks for the pledge this morning. I'm a 25-year-old, no, I'm not a 25-year-old, 25-year Army veteran myself, so hearing children say the Pledge of Allegiance really strikes me in my heart. As Chris said, on behalf of Major General Retired Todd McCaffrey and my boss, Director Sandy Claypool of the Military Affairs Division, greetings. We are tasked by the governor to sustain and enhance the military presence in South Carolina. So we don't just work with veterans, we also work with military installations on issues like base support and quality of life improvement. And we have found that just like their civilian counterparts, one of the main things that all families care about is child education. And we are, so how do we improve that? We team with Department of Education and the Military Child Education Coalition for initiatives like the Purple Star program, and I'm very thankful to work with Dr. Priester and Dr. Sarah Jane Arnett on this issue. To do so, it was a pleasure to work with Liberty's team, Pace Academy. Pace Academy had a very stirring ceremony too. When their kids sang "It's a Grand Old Flag," it made me cry almost. I won't admit that, but I guess it kind of did. But we believe that Purple Star serves as a beacon for military families. It's gaining popularity nationwide, so our military families that come to serve here in South Carolina, we hope them to make it a station of choice, as we say in the military, and that Purple Star shows the commitment to these military families and their children. And so we are so proud to call the South Carolina Public Charter School District a partner. And we salute you on this day for this designation. This is fantastic. We did a lot of work. You all did a lot of work to get here. I was just happy to be along for the ride. And we look forward to partnering with you again to work on military preference bill. And we're just so thankful to be here, grateful to be a part of this program, to be a part of your program today. And Representative Erickson, thank you for your leadership. I don't know if we met November 1st at Chick-fil-A in Beaufort. And she was not only campaigning, but also taking care of her husband by getting lunch, I think. And let me tell y'all, she does believe in the military. She stopped. It was graduation day at Parris Island, and that's why I was down there for another ceremony. But she stopped and thanked every Marine family in there and said, congratulations on your big day, because all those Marines were graduating from basic training. It was fantastic. And then she said, hey, you work with the state. I was in a state car. She said, which department are you with? And I said, Department of Veterans Affairs. She was like, oh, very good. And we talked for a while. So it's good to see you again today, ma'am. And thank you for all your support. And thank you, Chris. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you having us here today.
Thanks, Jason. All right, at this time, we're going to take another short pause, and we're going to have the children go stage left, and then we're going to remove the banner, and then we'll go right back into the next part of the program. So we're going to take a pause.
We just are making the motion, correct.
Yeah, I think we'll just show it to them. I mention it.
I'm not joking.
We can see it again.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to.
I can see clearly
So
now.
now we're going to go to Excellent Schools and then SE Ready.
Right.
In just a minute.
Right. With you. Ready? Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
ready.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Let's continue the celebrations. I am happy to present to you our 2024 Public Charter School District Excellent Schools. Annually, the South Carolina Department of Education publishes school report cards for the prior school year. Each public school in South Carolina receives an overall report card rating by grade band, elementary, middle, and high, based on a 100-point scale. The 100 rating points are earned across various indicators. The indicators for elementary and middle schools are academic achievement, preparing for success, student progress, school climate, and multilingual learner progress. The indicators for high school are academic achievement, preparing for success, grad rate, high school student success, school climate, college and career readiness, and multilingual learner progress. To receive a rating on each indicator, a school must have data for that indicator from 20 or more students. Schools may receive one of the 5 overall ratings: excellent, good, average, below average, and unsatisfactory. To receive an overall rating of excellent is a tremendous feat. On behalf of Superintendent Neely and the PCSD staff, I am honored to present to you today our excellent schools by grade band. Schools, you will come forward to take a photo with Superintendent Neely and then remain to the side for a group photo. You will be receiving a tabletop excellent banner, as my Vanna is showing you, for you to take on the road and display within your school as a token of our pride for your accomplishments. We will personally deliver and/or mail your tabletop banner to you upon receipt from production. Unfortunately, the banners did not arrive in time for our ceremony today. So here we go. Our first school, Bridges Preparatory School, for an excellent middle grade band. And please note that Bridges Prep is the only excellent middle school in our portfolio this year. Next up, Bridges Preparatory School for an excellent high school grade band. Fox Creek High School for an excellent high school grade band. Green Charter School of Greenville for an excellent elementary grade band. Greenville Tech Charter High School for an excellent high school grade band. And please note that this is the third year in a row for GTCHS being excellent. Greer Middle College Charter High School for an excellent high school grade band. High Point Academy for an excellent high school grade band. Low Country Montessori School for an excellent high school grade band. Palmetto Scholars Academy for an excellent high school grade band, and this is also their third year in a row for being excellent. And finally, York Preparatory Academy for an excellent high school grade band. Congratulations to the 2024 PCSD Excellent Schools. Josh, you got to go back. You're too tall. You and Ian go back. Congratulations.
I just wanted to say a quick word about these schools and these school leaders. This is the best of the best. These are the gold medalists of charter schools in South Carolina. These are the ones that are doing it right. They're the ones that come to work very early every day and leave very late every day. It's a thankless job, but they do it because they all put kids first, and the results are the proof. So I just congratulate each of you. And as I mentioned at our School Leader Summit a few weeks ago, I challenge each of you to be a mentor and a coach for all of our other schools who are not excellent, but who aspire to be like you. For that's the only way we as a district continue to reach our full potential for the children we serve. So thank you.
All right, yet another celebration. This is a great morning. Up next, we have our 2024 SC Ready Perfect Score Recognition. The SC Ready Assessment measures student performance on the South Carolina College and Career Readiness Standards. Standards specify what schools are expected to teach and what students are expected to learn. The SC Ready test items are aligned to the standards for each subject and grade level. Achieving a minimum score on one of the SC Ready assessments shows true mastery of these standards. This is a testament to the power of parent choice in their child's education, the innovative instructional practices of the school, a teacher's autonomy with best practices, and the student's hard work. The South Carolina Public Charter School District had 23 maximum scorers on the 2024 SC Ready assessment. 4 students received a maximum score in ELA, and 19 students received a maximum score in math. Students, you will come forward when your name is called for a photo, and then we'll take a group photo. We are honored to be joined today by 2 of our maximum scorers today. They were in the middle of a hurricane during our last ceremony, so we will not forget them and leave them out. So from Bridges Preparatory School, up first, we have Abraham A.J. Gardner, who received a perfect score in math. And Maeve Saunders for an excellent score in ELA. Congratulations to our perfect students. If the Bridges admin team would come up, we would love to take a group photo. And Maeve and AJ, you have my permission to tell your parents all day long today that you're perfect.
And just like our excellent schools, these are excellent students. And of course, they attend an excellent school, so it makes sense. Congratulations, Gary, to you and your team, and congratulations to our 2 scholars. You also have a challenge. So like your school leaders, we ask them to be mentors and coaches to our schools that want to aspire to be their best. We also challenge you to inspire your classmates and your friends to be like you, because you're the best of what this is all about. So thank you.
Now we will move into our action items, item 10. And we will begin with A, the State Board of Education Model Policy on Prohibited Personal Electronic Devices During the School Day. This will be the 3rd reading.
Madam Chair, members of the board, today I would request that the Board of Trustees conduct and pass a 3rd reading on the Education Model Policy on Prohibited Personal Electronic Devices during the school day.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. I now call for any questions, discussions, or clarifications on the motion. Hearing none, we are prepared to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. The motion is approved. B, we move into item B, school waiver request for missed days due to weather-related closures. Emily Baker.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
Trustees, on October 1st, 2024, Dr. Matthew Ferguson, the Deputy Superintendent of the Division of College, Career, and Military Readiness of the South Carolina Department of Education, published a memo to district superintendents entitled School Calendars and E-Learning, Response and Support Following Hurricane Helene. Within this memo, Dr. Ferguson outlined guidance on makeup days and weather-related school closures in accordance with Regulations 59-1-425 that states all days missed due to extreme weather or other disruptions must be made up. The district has supported schools one-on-one with their specific closure reporting. Each of our 44 schools has been impacted by Helene in a unique and specific manner. To summarize next steps with you, closures day 1, 2, and 3 must be made up with each school's built-in school calendar weather makeup days. Closures day 4, 5, and 6 may be waived by a local school board by majority vote, but only after the school has made up at least 3 full school days. Closure days 7, 8, and 9 may be waived by the State Board of Education. To do this, the local Board of Education must, by majority vote, request the State Board of Education to waive up to 3 more school days. Closures day 10 plus require a joint resolution from the General Assembly. Knowing the above, the PCSD staff recommends that this Board of Trustees takes the following 2-part action. Number 1, honor a local school board waiver for any school in need of closure days 4, 5, and 6 for the school year 24-25 and beyond, as submitted to and approved by PCSD staff. Number 2, submit on a local school board's behalf any requests for State Board of Education waivers for closures day 7, 8, and 9, and General Assembly joint resolution requests for closures day 10 plus for the school year 24-25 and beyond. I respectfully request board approval of the above 2-part action as written.
Thank you. Thank you. We need a motion and a second to approve the 2-part school waiver request for missed days due to weather-related closures as recommended by staff.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Thank you. Eric, second. Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, I
Yes.
do have a question.
Yes.
In the section at the bottom where it says honor a local school board waiver for any school in need of closure days 4, 5, and 6 for the school year 24-25 and beyond, I assume that's a blanket from here into perpetuity?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good. Any other points or questions? I did want to say, I just think this is such a clean, crisp way to handle this. And I also loved the vertical integration of respecting the local, respecting the school board, and respecting the General Assembly. So I appreciate how well thought through this is substantively and in the hierarchy of governance over us and our state. So thank you very much. Having no more comments to make by the board, we will now vote on the motion. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Thank you very much. Next, we will move to the Low Country Acceleration Academy Satellite Campus Amendment. Kristen Farmer. Thank you, Kristen.
All right, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Trustees, please draw your attention to action item C and the Low Country Acceleration Academy Amendment.
Thank you.
Low Country Acceleration Academy, or LAA, and its board request approval to add a satellite campus in response to the rising enrollment and the significant waitlist at its North Charleston campus. District staff support this amendment, which will expand LAA's capacity to serve its target student population effectively. Since July 2021, LAA has provided an alternative education pathway aimed at re-engaging students who have struggled in traditional high school settings. Initially built for a capacity of 300 to 500 students, the North Charleston facility currently serves close to 600 students with an additional 224 on the wait list. Based on enrollment trends and demands from Berkeley and Dorchester counties, LAA seeks to open a new campus with a modern, flexible layout tailored to its students' needs. The new 8,000 square foot campus will feature learning pods for individualized and small group instruction, meeting space for IEP meetings and student-led conferences, assessment and orientation rooms for testing and onboarding processes, a learning lounge to foster a relaxed study atmosphere, and a parenthood room to accommodate students with children. LAA's board has allocated $450,000 toward the new campus, with additional funding support from Acceleration Academies, the school's charter management organization, and tenant reimbursement for operational ramp-up over 10 months. District finance staff supports approval of the amendment and reports that as of September 30th, LAA reported a positive fund balance with a strong cash position with 109 days of operating funds. Projections indicate continued enrollment growth and financial stability over the next 5 years. District staff respectfully recommends a motion to approve the satellite campus amendment for Low Country Acceleration Academy. And today we do have, to answer any board questions representing LAA, our board chair Eddie Crosby and Dan Miller, Acceleration Academy's Director of Facility and Operations.
Thank you. Mr. Superintendent, if appropriate, we'll take our vote, and then I would be certainly glad, I think we would enjoy hearing from the leaders of this school. That would be appropriate. We don't want you to drive this far and not, we want to know what you think. Yeah, thank you. So we now need a motion and a second to approve the Low Country Acceleration Academy Satellite Campus Amendment as recommended by staff.
I move that we approve the recommendation for the satellite campus amendment for Low Country Acceleration Academy.
Thank you. A motion and a second. Do we have any questions, discussions, considerations?
Just a point.
Yes.
Yeah, great job of stewarding resources and finances.
Yeah. And location is very net. So now we will take our vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it 100%. Thank you. And we look forward to hearing from you, and it's just neat. I'm from the Low Country. I'm in Charleston, and to just see that whole Berkeley, Dorchester, Charleston County synergism going on and moving out into those areas for great coverage. I know so many students are grateful for that.
Thank you. Madam Chair, Board, Superintendent Neely, and to all the schools and students, Eddie Crosby for the board of the South Carolina Acceleration Academy. Just super proud of you guys and the work that you guys continue to do to strive and achieve excellence. So hats off to you, Superintendent, Board, and the schools and students. Just incredible, and we aspire to that at Acceleration Academy as well. As you know, the Low Country is booming, and we are ecstatic at Acceleration Academy to reach the students and working with those said school districts, Berkeley, Charleston, Dorchester 2 and 4, and also Colleton, to fill our classrooms and working collaboratively with those superintendents and schools and school leaders is just outstanding. We have an awesome privilege and opportunity to serve and reach these students in the Low Country, and we're delighted to be part of the team. So thank you for your leadership, thank you for your guidance and support, and the best is yet to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being a part of our authorizing.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I just want to again thank you on behalf of Acceleration Academy. We're honored to be a CMO with the board across the state of South Carolina. I know some of you had the privilege of coming. We had the privilege of having you at the Carolina Shores Acceleration Academy location in Myrtle Beach just a week or so ago. And I have the privilege of working with the CMO directly, but also the board and expanding these locations and part of my job is finding an ideal location, and we're really excited with this next location in the Somerville area, and that next to niche of just a lot of growth and opportunity there. And we just thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we will move on to York Preparatory Academy Replication Charter Voluntary Termination. Kristen Farmer, don't sit down.
Okay. Action item D is the York Preparatory Academy Charter Relinquishment. PCSD staff recommends the Board of Trustees accept York Preparatory Academy, or YPA's, voluntary termination of its replication charter. The recommendation follows a formal request from YPA's Managing Director, Brian Myrup, on October 24, 2024, supported by the board meeting minutes documenting YPA's vote to discontinue the project. Approved by the board on April 16, 2020, YPA's replication charter was designed to open a new school in Rock Hill to serve more than 1,100 students on its wait list. The project was to be funded through cash reserves and a USDA loan, as YPA does not receive local tax revenue or bond funding. However, significant challenges, including rising material costs, supply chain issues, and revenue setbacks from construction delays, led the YPA Board of Directors to deem the project financially unsustainable. We respectfully request a motion to accept the voluntary termination of York Preparatory Academy's replication charter. Thank you.
Thank you. We do need a motion after this presentation and a second to approve the York Preparatory Academy Replication Charter Voluntary Termination as recommended by staff.
So moved. Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, thank you. Are there any comments, questions, considerations?
Just a question. So, how many kids are on the waiting list now? Do we know?
I'm not certain.
Don't know still. Okay, so it appears that they may still have a waiting list? Okay.
Yes, they definitely have a waiting list, but I don't know, how many? Several hundred.
Okay.
Any other questions? Just take a minute if you need. Anybody else have any other questions? No. I just wanted to relay that, well, let's take a vote and then I'll just relay one thing.
It's 907 on the wait list.
Excuse me?
907.
907?
Correct.
We knew the need was there. We knew the need was there. We have a motion and a second to approve the motion. Now I call for the question, and we take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? No. I had the opportunity to visit that campus with Ralph Norman about 4 years ago, and it's just amazing. I'm sure that replication is not because it's not needed or wanted, and these were circumstances beyond any one group's power. So we look forward to seeing the expansion as they see, if that is their vision. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Now we'll move into the September 2024 financial report and audit update. Thank you, Nick.
Good morning, excuse me. Good morning, Madam Chair and board members.
Morning.
If we can go over to the first slide. Thank you. At the end of September, we expect 75% of the general fund approved budget to remain. We are currently at 73.62%. Looking at the first, at page 2, which is my first financial statement, my report will show the district is operating at a net loss for the year, but a net increase for the month because state aid to classrooms revenue was updated with 5-day membership. We will continue to see a net increase in each month moving forward, largely due to increases in student enrollment and additional revenue sources above the approved conservative budget projections. Essentially, we are bringing in more revenue from our LGIP investments and state funding. All right, so this is the district-wide income statement on page 2. which includes general fund, state-aided classrooms revenue transferred to our schools. State-aided classrooms is the majority of state revenue our schools receive. Through September 30th, the district received over $47.9 million in revenue, with total expenditures of $48 million, which equals a net loss of $55,516. Of the revenue received, over $46.7 million was sent to our schools under the state-aided classrooms line, and for any that participate in the South Carolina retirement system. Our focus continues to be advocating for additional state funding since our schools do not receive local tax support. If we move over to page 3, this report is the income statement for the district office only, which includes only general fund revenue recorded for our 2% authorizing fee, donations, interest income, and any other local sources. For the month of September, the district recorded over $439,000 in revenue, over $408,000 in expenditures, for a net increase of $30,422 for the month. This reduces the net loss for the year to $55,516. This also reduces our estimated fund balance to $2,237,943. As stated earlier, we continue to see growth in our schools, plus additional investment income, which will continue to increase our fund balance in each subsequent month. Moving on to page 4 of the report. This breaks out the district budget and expenditures by department. Leadership has a budget of over $1.64 million, expenditures of over $383,000, with 77% remaining. Sponsor performance has a budget of over $1.07 million, expenditures of over $346,000, with 68% remaining. Support and implementation has a budget of over $836,000, expenditures of over $219,000, with 74% remaining. External affairs has a budget of over $621,000, expenditures of over $143,000, with 77% remaining. And lastly, financial services and operations has a budget of over $820,000, expenditures of over $226,000, with 72% remaining. Moving on to the last page of my report. This final report is generated monthly by the South Carolina Department of Education and includes all state funding calculated for the district. Of the $237 million projected for current allocations, $232 million is under the state-aided classrooms line, which is approximately 97.78% of state revenue. Madam Chair, this concludes my September financial report, and I respectfully request board approval at this time.
Thank you. We have a motion. We need a motion and a second to approve the September 24 financial report is presented by Nick Michael.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Second.
And then I
Any
have a
discussion,
question.
questions?
So you said the 5-day count is in. Do you know what that number was?
Yes, the 5-day count, our weighted pupil unit was just over 56,000.
Okay. And is that, I think you guys emailed me what you were anticipating it to be a couple of months ago when we had the meeting across town in the other building. Do you remember, like, how close is this to what?
So
you were
right now, with our
anticipating?
45-day count, I'm projecting revenue coming in for the district. Our 2% fee would be approximately $4.8 million, and we projected 4.6.
Okay. And then, all right, so you have about $2.2 million on hand right now, and is just for the district office, so not for the pass-through money?
Correct.
What is the churn of $408,000 for a month? Is it about $408,000? Is that what the churn rate is?
Of what our net income is going to be?
No. What the monthly expenses, total expenses?
Oh, our total expenses?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the $408,000.
408. So that's what the churn is. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions? We have a motion to approve, and now let us take our vote. All in favor of acceptance of this 2024 financial report? Nick Michael, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. I think that counts. You scored 100.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd also like to provide some audit updates. For the 2024 audit, the district audited financial reports are in the finalization stages with no findings to report. As it relates to school audits, there are still 6 schools that are outstanding. These include High Point Academy, Green Charter School Greenville, Green Upstate High School, Green Charter School of the Low Country, the Midlands, and Spartanburg. All supporting documentation from those schools has been sent to their audit firm, and we are waiting for these final reports to complete the district-wide financials. So the district component's complete, we just need to complete the district-wide. Upon completion, our audit firm will conduct its final review and issue the report to be presented for your approval at a special called virtual board meeting prior to the deadline. This concludes my finance report, pending any questions.
Any questions? Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
So much. Yes, right. Now the best for last, superintendent's report.
Okay, I'd like to share a few sponsor performance updates. Maybe. Whoop, way too far. Go back, please. Any technical difficulties here? Okay. All right, we'll begin with letters of intent. So non-binding letters of intent, or LOIs, from committees interested in submitting charter applications must be submitted by November 1st annually to the Department of Education. Potential applicants may submit LOIs to multiple authorizers, but may only submit an application to one authorizer. As of November 1st, PCSD received 20 LOIs, 5 of those from groups who attended our June Interested Applicant Workshop. The full list of LOIs is included in your board folder. Potential applicants are strongly encouraged to attend pre-applicant training on November 18th at the district office, where staff will provide essential information on the charter application and review process and offer insights into the critical academic, organizational, and financial non-negotiable components of a successful application. Applications must be submitted through the Department of Education's portal by 5 p.m. February 1st, 2025. Other authorization updates. On October 23rd, we hosted a full-day goals workshop in collaboration with Dr. Kelly Pugh. 7 of our schools attended and found the training and targeted guidance extremely beneficial. Just last week, we held the second Charter School Academy for our Year Zero schools working through their planning year. Representatives from Greer Preparatory Academy, PD Innovation and Leadership Academy, and the Pivot School were in attendance. In addition to staff presentations, Dr. Trevor Ivey from Liberty STEAM shared his marketing and recruitment expertise and his firsthand experience, and Jeff Henry from the South Carolina Department of Education spoke to our Year Zero schools about IT and shared services available through the department. And just as information, the Felton Lab Charter Schools renewal will be included in the January 2025 board meeting. Data and accountability updates. The Data and Accountability Team is completing 45th day reporting, which is a crucial benchmark for the district's financial reporting and student enrollment accuracy. They initiated the collection phase for Civil Rights Data Reporting, or CRDC, a mandatory federal report accessing equity and access, gathering data such as demographics, course access, and discipline records. And finally, schools have been notified of the December 31st deadline for the annual report, with PCSD consolidating this data for submission to the South Carolina Department of Education by January 31st. Pending any questions, that concludes the sponsor performance report.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I
Yes.
have a question. Backing up real quick to the letters of intent.
Yes.
The page that we have, is it supposed to have the same schools on the front and the back? Or is it,
No, it is not.
okay, it looks like the same schools on the front and the back.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It is.
Okay, I'll make sure that gets sent to you, the
Okay,
correct
so it's
list.
supposed to have the full 20 is what you're.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, there should
so-
be 20 distinct schools.
Got it, okay.
Or applicants, excuse me.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Just wanted to mention that. And because the other thing that I noticed, and just for everyone's edification, if you look through the sheet, that at least on this page, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 of the schools there are alternative education schools, just for everyone's awareness of what that may be like when they come with applications and what we would then anticipate oversight and accountability with them would be going forward.
Right, and I will note that the LOIs submitted, some of those groups have also submitted with other authorizers as well.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Right,
Any
thank
other
you.
questions? Thank you.
It's me again. Next slide, whomever is clicking. Thank you. Okay, across the next couple of months, I'm going to take you on a journey and bring us back to some basics. So each month, we're going to review a different federal grant. So today, I'm going to give you some very basic information about Title I, just to build your capacity across the winter and spring. So what is Title I? Title I has 2 purposes. The first purpose of Title I is to improve teaching and learning in high-poverty schools. The second purpose of Title I is to help children failing or most at risk of failing meet challenging state academic standards. Okay? How do schools qualify for Title I? Schools can qualify for Title I based on their PIP percentage. PIP is pupils in poverty. Okay? Schools qualify for Title I if their percentage is 40% or above. Schools must serve 75% or higher, a higher PIP percentage for districts to serve them. Okay? We service at the statewide percentage, which is 61.65. So this school year, 18 of our schools are Title I schools. Okay? The next slide shows you an image.
So real quick, just for clarification, so does that mean we are technically not a Title I school district? Is that right? If we're under 75%? Is that what that means?
Tracy, I'm going to phone a friend who's the expert.
Well, technically, we are considered a high poverty district because we are above the 40%, and schools qualify at 40%, but the schools, the requirement is that a district must serve a school if they're at 75% or above. If there's still funding remaining, we can serve down to that 40%.
I see.
But we chose to cut it at the statewide average.
Thanks.
You're welcome. The next slide is a visual of our 44 schools. So in the green, you're going to see the 18 schools that we currently service as Title I. So those have PIP percentages of 61.65% or greater. The yellow schools fall in between that 40 and 61%. They're eligible, but this school year they are not being served as Title I. And then the red schools are 11 schools that their PIP percentage is less than 40%.
So quick question on that graph, Madam Chair.
Yeah.
The schools in yellow,
Yeah.
that's by choice, I assume?
We go every year, we look at how much money is in the pot, how many schools can we grab, and how many schools we can serve with the funds and the allocation that we receive. So this year for the past couple of years, it has become normal for us to grab at least that statewide average.
Okay.
Okay.
That was actually going to be my question. And what do you think that the consequence is that we're not able to go to the red? I mean, through the yellow. What does that mean for those?
So Title I, one of my favorite topics.
Yeah.
Many people know that. It is a flawed program.
Yeah.
It is a flawed federal program. The reality is every child that comes from poverty should be funded fully, but that's not the way it works. We only get so much money every year, and in fact, it has decreased every year since I've been here over the last 5 years. So our schools keep growing. They keep bringing in more children of poverty, which is evident from the data, yet we keep getting less money. which makes it, a very tough situation for our schools to run an adequate program that meets the needs of every child. So I would love for us to be able to give Title I money to every one of our schools for their students. But unfortunately, the way the federal government has set this up, it does not work that way. And so it's very unfortunate. But we have to have a cutoff. And since we're a statewide district, we go by the statewide poverty rate, and that's where the cutoff is. But we should fund the child if we're going to be all about kids first.
Maybe you need to go to Washington.
No, thank you.
And I might add, it's very fluid because the challenge is, if you don't have scholars on the bench, typically a school like Liberty STEAM or other schools that are getting these finances can lose their funding. So the constant challenge is to always
Correct.
keep scholars and families that meet the spec.
You are exactly right. Okay, next slide. I have 2 corrective action plans from the S&I team to share with you. You will remember in September, I presented to you and informed you that Careless Online Academy was in a corrective action plan for Power School, special education, assessment, and gifted and talented. The school did not meet their corrective action plan, so they are currently in a district corrective action plan, or a DCAP. Okay, that DCAP was issued on October the 10th. The data and submission from the school was due on October the 1st. We have recently come to consensus as a team on each of those 3 deliverables, and we will be communicating back to that school leader and board chair in the next week. Okay, so next month I will have an update for you on Careless Online Academy's DCAP. A new corrective action plan to share with you is from Sea Island Heritage Academy. Sea Island Heritage Academy was issued a corrective action plan on October the 25th. Their submission due date is November the 15th, so tomorrow. So we have collaborated with Sea Islands as recently as yesterday afternoon to ensure that they are on track to submit everything that we have asked for them. The current corrective action plan at Sea Islands pertains to special education and their incident management reporting. There were 4 deliverables that they are presenting back to us by tomorrow. So I'll have an update for you next month as well.
Real quick question. How many
Yes.
students does each school have? Do you know?
Careless Online Academy is over 1,900, I believe, ish. And Sea Island Heritage Academy is at 38 students. Okay, and to end on a high note, next slide. In October, Chichi Abando held a MLPC training, so a multilingual learner coordinator training at our office. I want to highlight this training for a couple of reasons. Chichi always has a great turnout and facilitates a very interactive session. But the cool thing about this training was one of Chi-Chi's goals was to make a greater impact on parent and family engagement with our ML populations. So what she did at this training was she hosted a parent panel where she brought our students' families into the building to present to the ML coordinators so that those coordinators could hear directly from the families what they need for their students. So not only did it help Chi-Chi with her goal, but the feedback she's receiving from the schools was the power of that parent panel. So congratulations to Chi-Chi on that excellent training. And that concludes my report, if pending any questions.
Thank you. Yes, Randy?
Madam Chair, just had a quick question, not to beat a dead horse, but going back to the Title I, it looks like there is a green charter school that qualified, and I don't know which one that is. And then the next one looks like it's just under, and then High Point looks like it's right there with that. What are those percentages?
I can get you a breakdown of every school with their exact percent.
Okay,
and
great.
you are correct. That percentage, the statewide cutoff was 61.65, and there were a couple schools that were very close.
Right, okay.
So I will get you, I'll make sure that Marlene sends in her follow-up a list of every school with their percentage for this school year.
Great, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Emily. Brad Henry, External Affairs Update.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. too far. Our Leaders Summit was held on October 29th at the district office. Many of you were there with us. The theme was Insights to Innovation, where our school leaders participated in large group and breakout sessions. They heard from our superintendent of education. They got a demonstration on robots used by Bridges and others, and they even got to try to sink a putt out front and win a blanket provided by one of our partners and sponsors, the electric cooperatives of South Carolina. This was the biggest and largest Leaders Summit ever, and our goal is to make it bigger and better each year. I wanted to just share a few numbers with you. If I can get a clicker to work. Just a few things by the numbers. We had 71 school-level staff in attendance from 38 out of our 44 schools. We had 28 vendors, sponsors, and presenters, 30 of our staff here from the office, so a little less than 130 total attendees. We raised $11,750 from sponsors, which offsets the cost of putting on the event. And like I said, it's our goal every year to make this bigger and better. We no longer participate in the Kids First Conference, which you all know. And so our goal is to make this our signature event of the year, where we really bring in all of our schools, school leaders, and put on good workshops and breakout sessions for them. And then just one other thing I wanted to share with you. This was a bingo card that all of our school leaders received, where they went around to all the sponsors and vendors that we had set up out front. The feedback we received from all those that donated to offset the cost of the Leader Summit was this really increased everyone getting out there and interacting with them, and it was very pleasing to them, so they all look forward to coming back and participating again next year. And then just a few photos from that. The photo kind of in the middle, it doesn't really do it justice, but it was great having our building filled with so many people that were excited about being here at the district office and sharing with our leaders. I think the whole front of the building was full, which we love doing here because it's such a unique space and such a big empty space kind of day to day while we're here working for students and families during the week. But it's great when we get to fill this building up, and days like today and the Leaders Summit are very special to us. And then I'll just share, I'll do like Emily Baker and end on a high note. Two updates for you. At the last board meeting, I shared that former board chairman John Payne was working with us on a contract basis. I'd like to share today that he has been hired full-time as the Chief of External Board Relations, and his first day is this coming Monday. And then another update, this makes me really happy, and I hope, is Dr. Mills here? Dr. Perry Mills has been accepted to the Riley Institute at Furman as a fellow for the spring 2025 class. This is something that he applied for. He applied for, did a great job, and we're very proud of him and look forward to him doing that this spring. This concludes my external affairs update, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? I have a question. It was a wonderful event, the Leaders Summit. It was just so substantive, and you can't get to everything. Is it online? Are the breakout sessions online? Were they recorded by any chance?
I don't believe the breakout sessions were recorded.
Okay.
No.
There was some just great information and dynamics relayed, protocols for certain schools. It was just very wonderful, I thought. Yeah, I needed a bigger notebook to take more notes, but it was just great. So thank you for that. I know it was a huge, and everybody was having a great time. It was socially great. It was academically great. It was entrepreneurially great. It was a wonderful time. So thank you for opening this building with such welcoming atmosphere here and substantive. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Okay, and now we have strategic plan update, Emily Paul.
Is it
that number 4? It is not. Number 2. Okay. Okay. I only have one, so that I will only have to do that once. Good morning. I just want to start by saying I loved this morning. I love, like Brad said, filling up our building and celebrating all of those positive things. It feels really good just also to have kids here in front of y'all. So thank you for that. There has been a lot going on, as you can tell, and you will also hear in Superintendent Neely's report. We have been very busy over the last 4 weeks, but behind the scenes, the work still continues, and so we have made some more progress on our annual plan. So I will just go over that briefly with you. So the alignment team worked together to develop a professional development program, and so we are just kind of establishing consistency around the professional development that is offered to the full staff, identifying how we make those decisions, how we go out and find opportunities for our staff, so that is in place. We put into practice a MOCA project management framework, and that is to help us become more efficient and effective in project management, and so that just assigns ownership at different levels. The MOCA is an acronym for manager, owner, consultant, helper, and approver, and so that will just help us collaborate a little more effectively. We also work together to develop team meeting norms, again, just to establish consistency. Regardless of what team you're on in our office, you will experience some similar things. Those include leadership updates, identifying any barriers to the work, project updates, and just an open space to share with your team members what's going on. And then we also, Marlene and I made some progress on the board onboarding project. So last time I was up here, I asked y'all for some feedback on that. Marlene has a timeline now and kind of a project plan to get that going, and so that is moving forward. And then finally, we implemented RIM. Those are regional innovation meetings, and that is to allow for communities of professional learning and practice. Those were really amazing. So we held 3 of those RIM meetings, one in Charleston, one in Greenville, and one here at the district office, and they were just small, intimate groups of school leaders from each of those regions. It was completely voluntary, but they signed up to come in, bring a problem of practice, and then staff just facilitated a conversation among them to kind of work through what's going well, what are some things they want to improve, and maybe some solutions for those. I think it really did build a community of professional learning. They realized that while they are very autonomous and independent, a lot of the issues are very similar, and they can lean on each other to help problem solve those. So I look forward to doing that again in the spring. We're hoping to probably have one in Beaufort, so if any of our Beaufort friends would love to host, that would be great. But really, I think they were just really a great opportunity for us to build community together and work together. That concludes my report, pending any questions.
Any questions? I'll just say that we all know that you all are doing such a great job in your respective silos and in the collaboration, which is this is all a part of this. It's just wonderful. I just think we have an amazing staff here, and I just can't compliment you enough. I think we all feel like that, and that I get to be on the side of Shannon Erickson on that, who thinks that. So anyway, wonderful people. Thanks so much of what you're doing. We're glad to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I please make a special announcement? There's a gray Volvo and a Hyundai parking someone in on the left side of our building. If that is your car, could you please let this kind person out?
Now, who's going to stand up? Okay. Now we have the honor to hear from our superintendent, Chris Neely.
Yeah, thank you. What a wonderful day. I mean, what a celebration of what Kids First looks like. And it's very special when we have students in our schools here in this place. They have special places across the state, but this is a special place as well. I remember the former pastor that led this church many years ago when it was a church. He came and wanted to see what we had done. And he said, "Do you mind if I pray over this place?" And I said, "Absolutely." And I said, "Just know that we're continuing to do the Lord's work here through these hands." So let's give all of these school leaders a round of applause. I'll touch on a few things that were brought up by the deputies, and then I've got two serious items of business, and then I'll get into some of the more celebratory. The regional innovation meetings, those are important. It's important that we do school visits, and we're in the schools every week. But it's also important for our school leaders to have an opportunity within their regions to collaborate and innovate together. And so the 3 RIM meetings that we've had so far have all produced a lot of great idea and action for the district and for us collaboratively with our schools. So I just want to thank everyone that participated, and we do want to have a low country. So we've got some low country folks here. If anybody's willing to host, we would like to come and bring it on tour. So I'm looking forward to that. On the LOIs, at the end of the day, let's see who puts in an application. We do know that many of the LOIs also submitted LOIs to the other authorizers, but they can only legally put one application in with one authorizer. So we'll see where that goes. My projection is 50% of these will end up submitting an application, and then we'll see where the chips fall from there. Perry, I know you're over there. What a great honor. When I lived in Greenville, I became very familiar with Furman's Riley Institute and what that does to really highlight strong leaders in our state. So this is a big deal. I mean, this is a very prestigious program. So Perry, congratulations. And then on the School Leaders Summit, like everyone else has said, it's just great having everyone together as one big district family, celebrating kids, learning, wanting to be our best through professional development. Now, you heard Emily talk about the CAP for Sea Island Heritage Academy, and there's some more news that I need to relay to you in regards to this school. And I don't typically like to read things, but this is important. So I'm here to provide an urgent update on the financial state of Sea Island's Heritage Academy. Our priority at the South Carolina Public Charter School District has always been to put kids first by ensuring they have access to essential educational resources. Unfortunately, Sea Island faces severe financial challenges that threatens its ability to operate past early 2025. Sea Island's journey began with its initial charter application to this board in early 2022. District staff originally recommended denial due to concerns about facilities budget, curriculum planning, and ambitious enrollment targets that did not align with realistic data. After withdrawing and working with district staff, Sea Islands resubmitted its application in 2023 and received approval with ongoing district support. However, the school has faced significant difficulties in enrollment, facility compliance, and financial planning, which have now escalated to a critical level. PCSD staff have been highly supportive throughout this process, investing substantial time and resources in SPED advice, data support, facility guidance, governance training, and financial coaching. Despite these efforts, Sea Island foundational challenges remain significant. Sea Island's financial position is unsustainable, primarily due to low enrollment and high expenses. Sea Island's originally projected an enrollment of 100 students, but currently only has 38 enrolled. Consequently, monthly state revenue for the remainder of the school year will be just over $19,000 a month, insufficient to cover its operating cost. Sea Island's monthly expenses are approximately $80,000, with salaries alone consuming 86.5% of total revenue. Teacher salaries range from $62,475 to $80,000, with support staff salaries reaching $125,000. Expenses originally based on a much higher enrollment projection. Deferred lease payments of nearly $10,000 a month will soon add to the strain, and monthly cleaning costs have been as high as $5,200. Based on the September financials, the latest that we have, Sea Island's fund balance is projected to drop to $25,498 by January and turn negative in February, reaching a deficit of $34,455. Without immediate action, Sea Island will likely run out of funds to operate by February 2025, potentially reaching a deficit of more than $274,000 by June. Sea Island's revised budget includes a projected $278,000 from the Charter School Program Planning and Implementation Grant issued by the Department of Education. And it's expected to come in between January and June 2025, according to the school. However, this grant is reimbursement only, meaning that Sea Island must first incur eligible expenses and submit them for reimbursement to the South Carolina Department of Education, a process that could take weeks or months and is unlikely to address Sea Island's immediate cash flow needs. In summary, with monthly revenue falling drastically short of expenses and a fund balance projected to turn negative by February, Sea Island faces an imminent financial crisis unless substantial additional funding, over $250,000, is secured by the start of the Christmas holiday. Sea Island Heritage Academy ongoing financial and operational difficulties place the continuity of education for its students at serious risk. Our commitment to putting kids first means ensuring they have access to a safe, stable, and supportive learning environment. If Sea Island's board cannot secure substantial funding, the responsible path forward may be for the Sea Island board to voluntarily relinquish the charter. The PCSD is here to support every step of the process, helping each student transition to a stable and high-quality educational experience. And the photo on the screen is Sea Island. I'll take any questions on this topic from the board.
Question, Mr. Superintendent. Do we know if there's any board responsibility there financially?
There is. The board's responsible for the school's finances.
Personal.
Oh, personal?
Yes.
I'm not certain of any personal responsibility or loans. We do know that we have discovered that the board was not aware of many of these challenges.
Any other questions? Do we, as long as they stay, as those doors are open, what is the funding that we do? What do we decide to do about our part of that formula?
You mean in terms of the amount they get every month?
Yes, like is there not some kind of stop measure? I mean, it just seems like this would be very irresponsible. I'm just asking, who and what will determine the possible likely stop date? Are they facing those issues clearly, squarely?
Madam Chairman, then they are not, but they will. They were informed yesterday through their chairman, who indicated to us they're now going to have an emergency board meeting to discuss all these issues. As I mentioned, they were not aware of the dire financial situation. They had not been briefed. Their board meetings do not reflect any discussions about finances or even academics. So it's in the hands of their board.
And being in the hands of their board, what is that? What is our involvement with that? As you said, it has cost the district money. Where does that begin to stop?
Well, we will continue to help the school just as we have for the last 12 months. But at this point, our advice to the chairman is the best course of action, unless they can find $250,000, is to relinquish the charter before the holidays so that the kids can transition back to Beaufort County schools.
And I'm not taking a position on this, but I'm just saying if it was determined that you thought the path is not going to continue, would we have the autonomy to govern the district's funding for that school in terms of if you believe it cannot make it, if that was a scenario.
Yeah, so the district cannot legally just stop sending them the money as
You-
long as they're operating.
That's what would happen.
Yeah, that's the law.
Okay, good. So we have that,
But keep in mind, it's $19,000 a month.
right.
And we asked for a revised budget, and I will note, they made no cuts to any salaries. This is essentially a class. When I was in school, we had a class of 35 students. This is like a class. It's like an oversized class. Our school leaders, they know what it takes to run a classroom. This is a classroom that has a leader that's at $125,000 and other staff that are between 60 and 80. It's not sustainable.
So,
Mr. Superintendent.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
Is there any ramifications going forward that we may be able to prevent something at our level going forward?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So in our pre-opening conditions, we actually made revisions to them this year to further increase the height of the bar when it comes to, one, the charter process, but also to opening, to ensure that they meet the milestones of enrollment and facilities and are on track so that they can properly open. But this school just continued to struggle with enrollment, and that was despite them, telling us that, the new plan would work. They're not where they were supposed to be. The school, for our friends in Beaufort, they know.
Physically.
They were supposed to be on St. Helena Island. They were supposed to be at the Penn Center. It was the Gullah Geechee School. And instead, they're over on Ladies Island with 2 modulars in the woods behind a church. It's prohibiting parents from being able to have access and attract the students that was set out in their mission vision in their application.
Any other questions, points? Well, we trust your judgment in all this and look forward to your leadership in this.
So
Appreciate it.
our commitment to you is we will just continue to keep you apprised of the situation and where we are. We just hope that the school board will do the right thing for the kids.
Thank you. Thank you.
The other issue of concern for the staff and me and for you, I know, is the audit. As you recall, 5 years ago when I became superintendent, this district had challenged with having on-time audits and clean audits. And since then, we've had clean audits and on-time audits. But we've had several schools that were late. They did not meet the November 1st deadline. And we still have 2 schools that have not turned in their audit. And they've been instructed to get their audit in by tomorrow. They're already 2 weeks late. Why this is important, the state law is the audits are due December 1st. Now, the department has given a 1-day leeway due to the storm, so December 2nd, because it falls on a Monday. All that to say, we can't finish our audit. We finished the district's portion, but we can't finish the school part of that unless our schools get us a timely audit. And this is a state law. This is a requirement in the law, and it's serious. And I refuse for this district to turn in a late audit with findings, especially when we've done our part. So we're pleading with these schools to do the right thing and get them in tomorrow. If they don't get them in tomorrow, they're going to be late, non-compliance of their charter, and it will be duly noted when we submit ours to the Department of Education. We'll keep you updated on that one as well.
What's your prognosis on it?
Well, my hope is that they're going to get it in
That's a
tomorrow.
different word.
Yeah. I hope they do the right thing because they impact every school in this district when they don't do the right thing.
Right.
This is serious. I mean, there's just a few things we really, really have to be concerned about, and we let them do all the rest. But when it comes to transparency of state funds, we have to take the audit seriously, and we do.
Mr. Superintendent, is there maybe something that we've learned at our level where we can prevent that even from happening in the future?
Well, that's a good question. So there's one firm that conducts about 26 of these charter school audits, Martin Smith. And they have been the reason many of these schools have not been able to get their audits in on time. And this has been occurring every year since I've been here. So yes, there is something this board can do. And maybe that's a discussion we need to have at a later date about how can we help our schools move away from a firm who was really, putting them in a very, very dire situation of having a finding and then putting the entire district at jeopardy of being late.
Well, the sooner the better, I think, on that. If we need a called meeting, a virtual meeting or something like that, because I know next month is December. But that's a critical issue.
Yeah, and just so you know, that our council's already sent a letter to that firm, letting them know, reminding them of the legal responsibility. And we also have some school leaders here today who have committed to help us advocate for charters moving away from that firm. That's all I'll say about that.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Dr. Pope, did you have a question?
No, I was just saying it was good that they were already
About doing that, yeah, okay.
All right, so
Now we'll move on.
yeah, those are the two tough things.
Right, right.
And look, this is tough work.
Yeah.
This is hard work we do. I mean, it's great to have the balloons and the celebrations, but we also have schools that are out there struggling, and it represents and shows how difficult this work is and why a charter, really there needs to be that high bar to get a charter in South Carolina, because you're talking about the lives of children. So let's move back on to children. So this is Jaden Hall on the left. Jaden goes to Palmetto Scholars Academy down in North Charleston. This is our school that's located on Joint Base Charleston, which we just love the relationship we have with the Air Force Base. He is one of the recipients of one of the challenge coins. Jaden, as a sixth grader, developed a school lunch program app that made school lunch purchasing and the logistics piece easier for the school and the students and the parents. The school then utilized that as part of their platform and uses his app. I don't know where this guy's going one day, but I want him on my team. He's smart. And the challenge coin, I don't go into the school knowing who's going to get a challenge coin. There is a moment, I call it a moment, that happens. And it could be a teacher, a school leader, or a student. But there's just that moment that happens. And when I heard that guy's story, I'm like, all right, this scholar's getting a coin. So, and then the bottom right picture is just a picture of us. Dexter was there. Dexter, appreciate you coming. And that's us at PSA. Next slide. So this is on the left, one of the pictures of our regional innovations meeting. This was the one that was held down at Movement. And then on the right was a separate visit that Dexter and Brad and I made down in North Charleston to Movement with their school leader. Next slide. I need a water break. Just some more pictures of the Leader Summit. It was an honor to have our State Superintendent of Education, Ellen Weaver, there. I appreciate those of you who came and participated. Next slide. Of course, we've mentioned our friends from the South Carolina Department of Veterans Affairs. We had a great policy discussion, so we're going to be working together this year to bring back the charter preference bill for military students. We have a lot of military families across the state who move here during the middle of the year, or maybe they missed the lottery, and so this would give a preference to those students across South Carolina. So we were having a great policy discussion. I had a wonderful visit at Green Middle up a few weeks ago, and is Tom still here? Oh, okay. This is Mr. Sunmez. He was teaching science, and he got a coin. He was blowing things up. I mean, it was wonderful.
Literally?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. And the way he got, I mean, the kids just love this teacher. I mean, they just rally behind him, but he keeps their attention. He keeps them involved and engaged, and he's just a magician with science. And so he was the first teacher to get one of the challenge coins. And then last Friday, we had a great event up at Legacy with the South Carolina Children's Fund, and they gave Legacy a $45,000 check. They spoke at the Leaders Summit, and for our schools that are here, they're looking to give more checks. So we're going to be partnering with our schools to connect them with the Children's Fund so that they too can get money to continue to invest in their students and their teachers. Next slide. And then, as you know, our staff meeting is called the commitment meeting. It's our commitment team. And so on this Tuesday, of this week, we cooked hamburgers for everybody during the staff meeting just to celebrate all the great work for this year and what's been going on. On the radio show, we've had Dr. Anthony Bowden from the Pivot School, Josh Trahan, Josh is here, and Brooke Summerfield talking about marketing and social media. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to do a tour with the Children's Fund and Mayor Rickaman of Columbia. Mayor Rickaman would like a high-quality high school here in Columbia. We've got some high-quality high schools here. Maybe we can get a Columbia branch. But he is very interested in working with us, only us, in bringing a high-quality charter high school to the Midlands. And it's needed if you look at the data. And then that's pretty much it for my report. So pending any questions, that's the end of my report.
Any questions? Thank you, Chris, so much.
Hello again. As you recall, we have our monthly core value award winner for staff. In quarter one, we recognized Josh Finley, and I am happy to share with you today our quarter two award winner. It is with great honor that we present Carla Dowie, Business Services Coordinator, with the Core Value Award for her exceptional dedication and contributions, perfectly embodying our core values of focus, integrity, equity, excellence, and relationships. Through her continued hard work, dedication, and leadership, Carla has shown unwavering commitment to our students' health, welfare, and academic growth, aligning with our focus. Her integrity and advocacy for equal opportunities reflects our values, ensuring all students have the resources to thrive. Carla demonstrates kindness, compassion, and positivity in her day-to-day work, as well as in all her communication with staff members and school personnel. She exemplifies our Kids First mission through her commitment to guaranteeing all schools in the PCSD portfolio receive accurate and timely funding. She is an integral part of our team and a bright light who shines on all who know her, personally and professionally. Congratulations to Carla Dowie for this well-deserved honor, embodying our values through her impactful work and dedication to our students' futures.
Well, Carla, I wasn't surprised by your selection by your colleagues. You really, truly, I think kindness should be your middle name. I mean, you truly are one of the most kind individuals I've ever worked with. You provide such great value to the culture of this district, the support that you provide. I mean, you come every day with a smile on your face, regardless of what's going on in your life. And you make everybody else just feel so welcomed and belonging. It's just a sense of what you do every day for all of us. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for choosing to be part of this team. And thank you for being so kind.
I tell you, those are precious words from Chris Neely, and he doesn't, he's a commander. He's not always, this is just precious what he really thinks about it. I think he's got a crush on you, really, actually. And, God just gave you the giftedness to be a giving person, emotionally giving, professionally giving. It's a wonderful thing, and to be voted by peers to receive this is an affirmation of its authenticity. So congratulations to who you are and who you have been and who you will be. Thank you. Okay. Now, we're ready to entertain a motion to adjourn. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, everybody. So move out. Okay, we are adjourned.
Lunch is served. It's a Thanksgiving meal. Let's be thankful.
I don't think you've ever had 5